Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm a proud American from my birth to the grave. 47's the tall, took a bullet for all. Didn't flinch, didn't run, still the answer to call. And we say, be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum show. Be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum show. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm a proud American from my birth to the grave. 47's the tall, took a bullet for all. Didn't flinch, didn't run, still the answer to call. And we say, be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum show. Be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum show.
If you don't believe that we are in a fight today, you're sleeping under a rock. If you get hit and you lay down and you cry and you fold up in the corner, definitely you will not win the fight. We show up to win. Our culture needs a lot of you young people in here to step up and stand out. There is nothing or no principality, power, division, devil can stop us when we're united. They can only get you when you're divided. When I see the American flag, I see us progressing to something that can be awesome and great. And if you don't plan on winning then, you might as well go on today.
So, hey, I want to tell you guys about this event real quick while you're on here. Myself and Pastor Alan Jackson will be here in Scottsdale, Arizona, technically Paradise Valley, Arizona, at a private residence. We're going to have an incredible time. It's going to be an event. I'm going to do a meet and greet. We're going to do a Q&A, and we also have VIP spots available. What do you get if you're in a VIP spot? Well, you get a private dinner with me. You also have an opportunity to mingle with us beforehand, and a few other things that you get. You'll see it on the flyer. Also, there'll be, the private dinner. I'm trying to remember all the stuff. So my friend Tommy, who is the chef or the owner of the restaurant, The Inns, he will be catering food. And then also we'll have hors d'oeuvres for everyone else who's at the event. It's going to be an incredible time. Arizona is beautiful during this time of year. If you come in the summer, I'd say we better be indoors. But if you're interested in the event, make sure that you get the link that'll be in the description section, or if you message or you comment event on any of my social media on Instagram, not any of my social media, but any of the posts on Instagram. Well, it's been a long morning. A post on Instagram. If you message event, you'll get a DM where we'll give you all the contents that you need. But there's a link that we'll put in the description section. All right, let's get into this. Love is Blind. I don't know how many of you guys watched the show Love is Blind. I watched it with my wife a couple times. When I first look at it, I'm like, this is so silly. I don't know why women watch this silly stuff. And then after a while, I'm hooked. I'm like, who is that then? Dang, she really said that. That wasn't even what I thought it was. Dang, she ain't what I thought she was. All of the above happens. And every man in America know what I'm talking about. But this episode kind of got me a little bit because I saw the memes floating around on the internet. And it says that this girl, Sarah, left her man at the altar because of his views on Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ, and like vaccine. And I said, ain't no way, gangster. Ain't no way that this woman left him because of those issues. Let me just say this. Feminism, leftism have literally killed the female spirit. This woman is going to get ran through, and then she going to want to come back to homeboy after she realized that Black Lives Matter was a fraudulent organization and that who cares about LGBTQ if a man loves you. You guys could functionally work through that. Let me just say one thing, because I always want to be fair. Now, she does make a point to a certain degree when she asks him about these things and he says he doesn't have an opinion. The truth is, a woman would probably have an issue if you don't have an opinion about it, right? Because that means you're a ditz. You don't think about anything. However, I think he does have an opinion. He just don't want to express it with her because he's afraid she's going to do exactly what she did. Roll the clip.
I love you so much. But I've always wanted a partner to be on the same wavelength. And so today I can't. I'm sorry, but I don't want that to be misunderstood. I still love you and everything about you is amazing. Mm-hmm. And I care about you so much.
I care about you too. And I love you so much. And I know I want to stay with you and keep growing our relationship if you'll let me.
We'll see. We'll talk about
pause
that.
it. Let me tell you what. Pause it. This is when a man knows that he's in a bad position. If a woman is controlling the relationship, you already messed up, bro. She don't really want you. She's going to be controlling you all the way through. She's going to be demanding these wild things from you that you probably are never going to be able to accomplish because she's looking at some 6'3" dude that's a unicorn. A 6'3" dude that's strong, masculine, but yet feminine, but yet love the LGBTQ, but not gay. she want a dude that's tall, that got a whole bunch of money, but that's sensitive, that can sit at home with her all day. But yet he's supposed to be making millions of dollars every year. That's what kind of silliness you run into with a woman like this. Men, let me give you some advice. Women, you may not agree with this, but it's okay because you can go watch all these other women talk about this. Men, if you have to question whether this woman like you or not, you shouldn't even talk to her. If you are not in the driver's seat as a man, meaning that you don't have to worry at the altar if she gonna make the decision. It's up to you to make the decision. You know she's bought in. You're making the decision. You're in a good position. But when you with a woman like this, that you at the altar with all your feelings out there and she's kind of iffy and questioning and she don't want to commit, you don't even talk to a woman like that. Don't even waste your time with a woman like that. I'm just giving y'all a secret. Women don't listen to me, okay? But men, don't waste your time. Get with a woman who you're confident and you know, she like me. She's all in. Now it's up to me to pull the trigger and make the decision. That's the position you want to be in. You don't want to be in a position with a woman like this. I'm gonna decide not to talk to you because the way you think about the LGBTQ. Listen, I've dated women like this. It never ends well. And you know what they do? They single and have a dog and they're gonna be childless for the rest of their life because they focus on stupid stuff and not focus on true love and a relationship to build. You don't start a relationship with everything working perfectly. You guys build together. You got to say 80-20 rule. If the man is 80% of what you want, man, come on. Y'all need to work together. You ain't going to get 100%. All right. Roll the clip.
Okay. I love you.
I love you so much.
I know that the connection we have is so real.
Yes,
and my heart is there. But we talked about a lot of the values that I hold so close to my heart. Making this decision, my mind is telling me I can't.
Rise and fall right now.
She didn't like him in the first.
Okay.
She didn't really like him anyway.
I'm okay. See me in the back. See me in the back. See me in the back. Okay.
She didn't like him in the first place.
Oh my gosh. I'm fine. I'm fine. Get me out of here. No. You guys, really, I'm okay. I don't know.
It gets stupider.
Yeah. Oh man. Because it's sad. Like, I was really excited about Ben. And I'm just, like, he's such a great person. I just, like... What?
Pause it.
I just...
This is when ignorant women who are lost start to rationalize their stupidity. The woman just said he's an amazing man. That's it. He an amazing man. How about you serve him and get him where you want him to be? If you love him, you serve him as his wife, he'll level up. Women, can y'all understand? You can't wait for a finished product. You got to be the one to upgrade him. If he got potential, you can upgrade him. If you don't like his thoughts on the LGBTQ and stuff, how about you just be a good, loving wife and talk these things through with your husband, and maybe he'll open his mind to it. He seemed to be an open-minded young man, according to what she about to say. But y'all want a finished product. You want the man to be perfect. By the time he's perfect, because he's been with another woman who's been nurturing his perfection. Then he perfect. And then you want him, he married already. Roll the clip.
Hope I made the right decision.
No, you didn't. Well, he made the right decision.
I love you guys.
He dodged the
It was a
bullet.
lot, but we're rolling with it. I just want to talk to her. Yeah.
But he weak, though. He can't be weak.
I mean, I knew the whole time coming into this, the time frame, like, that's not, like, I feel like I know him. Like, really.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, I asked him about, like, Black Lives Matter, and I'm no expert. But, like, when I asked him about it, he was like, I guess I never really thought too much about it. That affected me, especially in our own city. Like, how could it not? How does it not make you think about something? I asked him to, like, what his church's views are, and he said he didn't know. And so then I watched a sermon online
From his church.
about, sexual identity.
Okay.
And it was traditional. I told that to Ben. And he doesn't really have much to say about it, you know? I want him to think about that stuff. Sometimes I did wonder if it was surface, fun, carefree love that we had. Equality, religion, the vaccine.
The vaccine. Come on, let's talk about it. All right, look. She didn't really like him to start with, because if a woman really likes you, young men, listen to me really clearly. If a woman really likes you, that stuff is not going to stop her from being with you, right? She'll suck it up. Women do it all the time. They will literally overlook red flag central in order to be with a man they really like. They got tattoos on their face. They've been to prison. They beat up the last 3 girlfriends. They got 4 kids by 6 different women. And women will still be with them if they really like them. Ain't no woman, don't listen to a woman tell you this, young man. Oh, it's because of it. No, she don't really like you. I have seen this with my own eyes. Women have literally put their whole family legacy aside to be with a man who ain't worth a dime because they really like him. Now, the reasons that they like him was ignorant, but they really like him. But this woman said Black Lives Matter, the vaccine, and it's so insane because I know, at least I'm assuming, I don't know either one of these people, that young man probably do have an opinion about Black Lives Matter. He probably does have an opinion about his church and the LGBTQ. But what young men fall into, and I fell into it when I was young too, is you looking in the face of a woman who you think is beautiful and you think she's everything you wanted. And she got a little tang to her, you know what I mean? So you like, this is the perfect woman right here. And you overlook the fact that if you guys are not equally yoked, it's not going to go anywhere. You overlook that. And so he know what she think about it, but he's afraid to mention it because he feel like if he say, I believe in traditional values, this beautiful woman is going to leave him. And maybe, just maybe, I'm too strict with my religion. Maybe I'm doing this. That's how I used to think. Maybe I'm too strict, man. Maybe I'm just doing this. Maybe I should do this. No, homie. Stay true to yourself. This woman is lost. Like I tell you, I could put my money on it. She's going to be in a rebound relationship not too far after this. It's going to be with the D-bag that she really thinks she want. The man who has no religion. The man who claims that he like LGBTQ stuff, that claims that he support Black Lives Matter because he want to get them draws. And she going to be with this guy with no hope, no future. He didn't ran through so many women. He has no real love to give, but she's going to give all her love to him and waste 2 or 3 years with this man. And this Love is Blind guy is going to go on and meet a traditional woman who really love his values, and he's going to move on and be happy and married. I can almost bet that. And then what's going to happen, they're going to follow up with her a couple years later. She's going to be single and sad, and she's going to be trying to talk to this guy again. Ben Menzinga. She's going to try to talk to that man again. And he going to be gone, and that's going to be a whole nother drama series. I almost guarantee you. The Black Lives Matter movement is a fraud. It's a fraudulent movement. It don't even exist. A woman mentioning that, you could tell she has no concept of reality. The church's stance on LGBTQ. The church, LGBTQ, the church is just reading out of the Bible. So you don't have a problem with the church, you have a problem with the Bible. And if you have a problem with the Bible, young men run from a woman that have a problem with the Bible because she just want to live a carefree life until she don't want to anymore. COVID-19, you got to be the stupidest person in the world to think that that was something legitimate. They tricked us, hoodwinked us into believing all this garbage. And you look at it now, people don't wear masks anymore. Why? Did it just go away? No, that mask never worked, and we know it didn't work. You can still get it. You smell somebody fart through that mask, you sick. Okay? All right, let's move on. I want to go to this high school runner that we saw last week. We talked about it. The young lady got popped in the head with a baton during I think the 4x200 meter relay. And now the young lady who was accused is speaking out and giving her side of it. Let me just say this. We're going to play the film again so that you can see what we saw and what the administration saw, the reason why they disqualified the team of the accused. I ran track before. I was on a 4x100 meter relay, 4x200 meter, 4x400 meter relay. Now, I wasn't prolific. My brother was prolific. So some of y'all that know anything about track, my brother ran a 45 split as a sophomore in high school. He ran a 46 open in regionals and ran a 47-1. And that's because he got tired at the end when he tied for third at a state championship as a sophomore in high school. So I've been around track my whole life. My brother was prolific at track, and I ran, and I was all right. All right. I mean, I wasn't trying to train like my brother. He was training, running the 400, running 800s. I was like, man, I'm not finna run around that track like that. That ain't my speed. Even though I was pretty fast, but I didn't like it that much. I hate running. You can forget about it. I'm only running if my life depend on it. Okay. But here's a video of her popping her in the back of the head with the baton. And I'm going to let you guys hear what the accused has to say about it in a second. But is this the clip of the actual incident? Yeah. Roll it. I think she popped her. Now, listen to what she has to say about it and tell me if you still think she popped her. From this angle that they're going to play for the news, it does seem like an accident. But at the end of the day, I think she popped on. I think she passed her and she kind of got upset about it and she thought she could play it off by swinging and popping in the head and acting like it's part of the stride. Roll the clip.
Tonight, a Portsmouth family says they're telling their side of the story in reference to a shocking incident at a Virginia High School League indoor track meet that left one athlete allegedly injured after she claimed she was struck by a baton held by IC Norcom High School senior Alayla Everett. Everett spoke exclusively to 10 on Your Side's Markeisha Jackson, who brings us much more.
The young athlete in question says there's more to that video than meets the eye.
Hold on a second. Before she speak, I want to say this because I do want people to know I'm not just a evil person. I'm compassionate. I do feel sorry for this girl. These are kids. Just so y'all know, these are little 18-year-old kids or 20-year-old kids. These are kids. And I feel bad for the girl because if she actually did mean to do it, for people to be sending her death threats is insane to me. For her to be so emotional and distraught that she has to cry, it bothers me a little bit. Because even if she intended to do it, you know, these kids get emotional. You know, the internet has just really made this stuff out of control. She get emotional. She getting past. The girl clips her baton. She pop in the back of the head because she mad. Or she accidentally hit in the back of the head. Nobody should get death threats. Nobody should be, having a cry over this stuff. This is just a sport game. You compete. People mess up. We should deal with it. But the people on the outside, they really are very harsh on people. And I don't like it. I just want to say that before this girl speak. Roll it.
You're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10th video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
VHSL says they are still reviewing the situation, and Portsmouth Public Schools says they will support whatever ruling comes from the league. Markeisha Jackson, 10 on your side.
I still think the video that we just played before this news clip wasn't the one I saw the other day. The one I saw the other day just looks super egregious. Do we have that other clip from the other day? Maybe we don't. It looked like, when I saw it, it looked like she was like, right in the back of her head. And let me tell you guys, if you never ran track, the baton is light as a feather. It's a little bit of aluminum, and that thing is light. I mean, if you run too hard, it'll blow away in the wind, to be honest. So you got to hit somebody pretty hard for that to happen. But I will say this. If the young girl intentionally did it, it's okay to apologize and say, yeah, I was mad, man. I hit her in the back of the head. I shouldn't have done it. It's embarrassing. I was upset. She passed me. She clipped me a little bit, and I kind of took it out on her, hit her in the head. If the young girl didn't, I think that there should have been a PR apology before any of this gotten this big, because nobody had heard from her until it went out of control. And it's very sad that these young people have to go through that, man, because I just see the girl crying. She seemed genuinely hurt over this. You know what I mean? And people are vicious online. They vicious with me, some people say. People be like, I'm going to never follow you again, Brandon, because I disagree with you on one topic in 7 years. What do they tell me when I do my squats and stuff? Oh, you ain't low enough. None of your reps count. I'm like, bro, that's 4 or 5. I'm going nearly parallel. And you're hating on my squats. I've been working out my whole life. I've done powerlifting. I've college football workouts. I know how to lift weights, okay, as you can tell. But, people be mean to you, but I'm like beyond that. I'm successful. I'm happy. I got I work at the gym. I don't really care as much, but I know how mean people can be. And this is one of those examples. All right, let me go to Dr. Umar Johnson real quick. Some of y'all know who Dr. Umar Johnson is. He's a complete idiot in my personal opinion. And there's rumors that he don't take care of his kids. Now, if you haven't seen some of the stuff that Dr. Umar Johnson says, this guy is probably one of the most racist people in American history. And because he's black, he can get away with it. I have seen Dr. Umar Johnson literally say that black people should never date white women. He called white women snow bunnies. I mean, he literally go down the gamut of saying why white people are inferior to black people. It's insane that he get away with it. But the crazy thing is that I guess he has a daughter somewhere, allegedly. She kind of looked like him a little bit. That he has a daughter that people are now claiming that he don't even take care of. So he's on here bashing white people. He's on here talking about masculinity, talking about fathers and all this other stuff. And I guess he has a daughter that he don't take care of, allegedly. Now, y'all know I'm a very fair and balanced individual. I know how dirty women can be with these kids. I know how dirty women can be with child support. I know how they can lie and have their kids lie about their daddy. Because mama hate the daddy. And mama talk crazy about the daddy every day of the week. And then the girl she want to be with mama, so she turn against her own daddy. I've seen that happen. This could be a situation like that. But Umar Johnson talks so much trash that you would think he got his stuff lined up before he start really bashing white people. And also black people that don't think like him. Here's one video of his daughter and what she had to say. Roll the clip.
Hey TikTok, so I just wanted to come on here with a small short announcement. I just want to start this video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to him. I'm making this video to state facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a and it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter, but I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you and you shut me down. You ignored me. You should never be too busy for your daughter ever in life. So I just wanted to make this video to just try to, I guess, somehow find my sister on my dad's side. So if you see this, please reach out to me. Please DM me because I want to know who you are. Why do I have siblings out there that I don't know about? It's unfair, and deadbeat fathers is very common nowadays, especially in the black community, right? We all know Dr. Umar reps the black community or whatever, but you can't rep that if you're not even in your daughter's life. You moving backwards.
Hold the
You're
phone.
moving back.
This unfortunately happens all too often in a lot of communities, but especially the black community. With these people having outside kids and kids that don't know kids, I'm just giving you an example because this is not something I read in a book. This is something I know. My grandfather, on my mama's side, I'm not even mentioning the grandfather on my dad's side because we didn't get to know him until later in life, and then we didn't get a chance to experience anything with him. But my grandfather on my mama's side, we met this man. We talked to him, later in life because he wasn't around when my mom was young. For whatever reason, people have their reasons, right? He got a reason why, but I don't think it's a good enough reason. Obviously, he passed away since, but when he died, we went to the funeral and we realized at the funeral that we got a whole nother side of our family that we never met at all. And you got to think, one side of our family come from the South, kind of behind the curve a little bit, in poverty, illiterate to a certain degree. And I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but that's just what it was. You know, my grandmother couldn't read for a very long time. I don't think she still is strong at reading because she had my mom when she was very young and she couldn't go to school. So there's reasons behind it. The family members in prison and drugs. And then on another side of the family, they got doctors and lawyers. And I think we got an oil benefit that the whole family get like oil money. And like it's a whole nother side of our family that they never knew us and we never knew them. Maybe they heard of us, but we had no idea they existed. And all of our life, you know, we were thinking that our family lineage is like right here. This is where we at, in the hood and all this stuff. And not to know that we also have a side of our family that are very successful black people. It was crazy to me that we had that experience. And now, you know, we still keep in touch with some of our family members on the other side, but this stuff happens all the time. You know, and the crazy thing is that my mama was some outside kid that my grandfather had that nobody knew about. And at the funeral, people were shocked because they didn't know he had another kid. Some of them didn't really know. But I tell you this, I was on 23, that wasn't 23andMe, I was on Ancestry.com. Craziest thing. I'm not going to give too much because it's kind of something that's personal with the family. But I'm on Heritage.com, you know, what is it called? Not 23andMe, but Ancestry.com. I'm building my family tree. I put my grandfather in there. And then obviously my mama, me and my brother came from his tree. A lady messaged me, hey, I'm kind of interested because you saying that Johnny is your grandfather. I only know Johnny to have one wife and one kid. I said, ma'am, are you sitting down? I swear, I promise I texted this. I said, ma'am, are you sitting down? Because Johnny had my mama when my grandmama was 12. So you know what happened in that situation. He said didn't, you say what you want. My grandma was 12. She was actually 11. She gave birth when my mom was 12. So the lady had no idea that this happened, obviously because Johnny was trying to hide it probably. He wanted nobody to ever know this ever happened. So when she did all that, she messaged me and she was, I could see her emotions in the message. She said, oh my God, what? So anyway, that's why this story kind of, put it back on the screen. That's why this story resonates. And that's why I don't think it's so far-fetched to think that this guy, Umar Johnson, is an activist. Black queens, black men should only be with black queens. And the black queen is, and the snow bunny. And he do all this. And like, bro, why haven't you talked to your daughter? I understand how it feels to be wanting, your baby mama you feel like she a nut and you don't want to talk to her and you wish she would disappear. I know how that feel to a certain degree when you're upset with somebody you have a kid with and it's not working out. But you can't let that dictate how you treat your kid. That person, you don't never have to like them. You don't never have to talk to them. You don't never have to like them. You can think they're a piece of crap. Who cares? Your kid ain't got nothing to do with it. So at minimum, you can at least allow your kid to have the closure to call you and talk to you if they ever need anything from you. Even if they denied you their whole life, they kids, they don't know no better, they hurt. You should at least let them hear them out and let them vent to you because you did give birth, or you created this child. All right, roll the clip.
Backwards. It's not making sense. To the public, you look like this person, but in private, you a whole nother person. And I'm not bashing you. I just don't understand why you're ignoring me. I'm 22 years old and you have yet to be in my life. No graduations, no parties. When I get married, are you going to be at the wedding? Are you going to walk me down the aisle? I have a stepdad who has been in my life since a little girl. He has been in my life. And I thank God for him because my biological father couldn't even do that, y'all. My biological father is not even on my birth certificate because when my mom had me, he left. And I do have a DNA test. So, yes, I can prove that that's my father. I would never get on here and lie to y'all. That's kind of sick and crazy. But I'm just making this video because I want to find my sister. And when I reached out to him about giving me her number or if he even had it, I was ignored. So now I guess I have to take matters into my own hands. So if you see this video, sister, please reach out to me, because if he's not going to allow us to be in contact, I'll do it myself. I just want to end this video off by saying that daughters who have deadbeat fathers should not have to go through this. This is very present in the black community. And as an activist, I would not think that you would be a deadbeat because you rep the black community so much. It doesn't make any sense. You cannot be a hypocrite. You can't say do A, but you're doing B. It doesn't make any sense. So y'all already heard my mission for this video. Y'all already heard why I'm making this video. So if she can reach out to me, I would love that. I would love to have a conversation with you because you are my sister on my father's side that I have never met. I don't even know your name. I don't even know how old you are. I have a sister on my mom's side. And
all right, let's get to the next clip. I think she's very genuine about this. You know, people be making up stuff to go viral. I feel like she's genuine. I feel like she ain't making this up about Umar Johnson. I think she's genuinely feeling some type of way. And I know, I don't know the feeling because I knew my mom and my dad and all this stuff. But my grandparents were, it was some gaps in there that kind of bothered me. I wish I'd had a chance I wish my grandfather was still alive today, both of them, so I can know who I am. Let me just say this real quick. This is one thing I think people miss that happens in the black community that I know that I don't often talk about because I got other stuff to talk about. But like a lot of black men struggle with their identity because they don't know who they are. They don't know where they came from. When you don't know who your father is, it's impossible for you to know where you came from. You can create a new identity, but you would never know if you came from a line of lions or you came from a nobody lineage. And, you know, when I did the Ancestry.com, it really helped me realize that where I came from and the type of men that was a part of my lineage. And the crazy thing is that my oldest son, his middle name, and I didn't know this, his middle name is actually the first name of my great grandfather. And that was pretty cool to find out. But this is something that goes on in the black community. That's one of those residual effects that people don't understand. It's not just the fatherless homes. It's that a young man has no identity if he don't know his daddy. And then if a young man don't know his grandfather, he definitely don't have any identity because his only identity is in his dad. You don't know who your grandfather is and your great grandfather. And I'm not saying white people uniquely have an advantage with this, but I think a lot of white people know who their grandparents are. They know their grandparents was working in the oil mines or something like that, or the granddaddy owned this building, or he used to own this company, or your grandfather used to be this and that. And then you feel like a sense of like, I belong to something. Like I was a part of, you know, this community being built 100 years ago because my family did this. My family had some connections here. And I'm not saying all white people like that. Some people, white people don't know their daddies either. But I'm saying that makes a big difference in knowing where you came from and where you're going. But anyway, I skipped this because this is just her talking again. I'm going to go to this lady named Tia Kemp. I don't know if this is a grandma or I don't know how she related to Umar Johnson's daughters, but she literally goes ham on this one. Is this censored? Okay, roll the clip.
Let me tell you something, bro. This for you, Dr. Umar. Yo big, fat, sloppy, bad body, flea market shirts wearing wanna be woke behind you, big liar. All you do, you a culture vulture. Stop lying. You worse than the people that you out here talking about and taking people money, talking about you building and opening up a school. You ain't opening up nothing, dog-faced lying doctor. You ain't no doctor. You a liar, dog. You won't even go make a relationship with your grown daughter. She don't need to put her mama on the phone. She 21 or 22 years old. You call your daughter. I went over there and left some comments on your page, and I'm finna go back right now and see if you done blocked me, you nappy face hating snow bunnies. You probably done had something about some snow bunnies. I don't know. You got some dog secrets that need to be told. You always in somebody's business and worry about somebody's business and lying to people. Trying to get people to donate money to you, but you're a big liar, dog. You ain't even standing on your own business, bruh. I'm finna go to your page right now, dog. If you block me, because the people saying you blocking them. They saying you blocking him. Nah, you ain't blocked me yet. You ain't blocked me, sucker. Listen, you big, fat, big, wide, wannabe. Dog, stop with all that old wannabe Farrakhan. You need to stop it. Call your daughter. Nobody don't care nothing about you paying no child support for no years. Who cares? They always think a check means something. Call your child, stupid. Out here telling people what to do with themselves. You old buzzard. I can't stand a silly. Y'all hop over there to his page and leave comments and tell him to call his daughter. You tell him to call his daughter. That's what he need to do. She say she ain't even met her other siblings. You dusty, crusty, musty, big, funky bow. You look like you a stink hairy old taco meat chest bow. I bet you is. I know you is. Your dust might you. I can't stand these get out here and act like they saw this and that, and then all their secrets come out. Just lying. No culture vulture, man. Y'all can believe that sucker if you want to. I used to follow him. I been unfollowing him. He do too much. He act like he hate women. He do. Over there ain't even talk to your child. Talking about some streamer. So what is she talking about what's really going on in her life? Why she gotta be a struggling streamer? What type of father is you, dust mite?
Now, I know people may have a problem with that woman saying that, but I don't have a problem with somebody calling out a man who ain't take care of responsibilities, yet he yelling at everybody else to take care of their responsibilities. That's one of the problems that I see in the melanated community, is that these brothers will get on TV, Sean King, I mean, you go down the list, Umar Johnson, all these people get on TV and talk so reckless about white people and, the white man, white supremacy. It's like, nah, man, if y'all would step up for your own people, black people would be doing so much better. If your fathers would just stop sleeping with these women that they don't like and then not being a part of their kids' life. Now, I know women make it hard on dads. Don't get me wrong, bro. I've seen worse. You know, I cannot confirm or deny that I've had issues that I don't even want to go down that path. I'm trying to build a positive thing going. But women do men real dirty when it comes to these kids, man. They leverage the kids. They hold the kids as like a little pawn that they dangle. Or you don't want to do this? Well, you can't see the kid. Or the kid, you don't like me no more? Or you don't want to do what I want you to do? Well, you can't have a kid around you. Not because you're a good dad and you take care of the kids, you financially stable, you pay child support, none of that, man. They don't like you. They don't want you to be with the kid. And they'll obstruct, they'll hurt your feelings, they'll do everything they can to make you walk out of that kid life. Go on out. That's what you want to do. You want to leave anyway. Go ahead and walk out their life. And the kid don't even know they acting like this. And if you're a good father, the kid probably will never know until they get grown. You be wanting to tell them though. I know dads be wanting to tell them, like, let me tell you what your mama did to me all these years. Let me tell you how she treated me. You remember when I didn't go to that thing? It wasn't because I didn't want to be there. It's because the woman did all this crazy stuff to me. She wouldn't even let me out. You know, when you couldn't hear from me for a minute, that wasn't me. She blocked me and wouldn't let me talk to you. And I'm not saying that's my story. I'm saying I've seen it. Mama take me to court so I can't see you. Not me. My homeboy had a situation like that. Woman done took this man to court to try to prevent him from getting as much time with his son as he has. And I know my boy ain't perfect, you know, but he a dang good dad. I mean, the dude is an involved dad. He love his kids. He always playing and doing stuff with them. And I mean, he take him to his job. I mean, he come from a family of like a big family. He got tons of brothers and tons of family members and half brothers are like brothers. And I mean, he come from a loving, connected, big, large tent family. Even me and him are like family. We like brothers. We tell people we brothers. And that woman take him to court so he can't see the kid. Other woman, see, he got to get his stuff together. But other woman, she won't let him see the kid. I saw the email that she sent to the court before the court hearing. He don't put the kids in the car seat. This woman said he don't put the kids in the car seat. Just made it up so the judge could, I guess, get him in trouble. And then what did he do? He sent 400 pictures of the kids in the car seat while they in the car. Women can be really evil. So Umar, to a certain degree, I say I don't know his situation, but his daughter seemed genuine. And in the black community, if we would just come together and stop worried about white people, I think black people can see a level of success that they've never seen before. Go to church and talk about Jesus. Quit talking about Donald Trump and white people. Go to church and really believe the stuff that's in that Bible. Ain't no way in the world you can believe in white privilege and believe in Christ at the same time. That is antithetical to one another. It's no way you can believe both. You either believe Christ is sovereign over your life or you believe that he's not. He can't be sovereign over your life and the white man sovereign over your life. Those two things don't exist. Start loving your children and being there for them and marrying these women that you laying up with. And women, quit trying to act like you got to be a boss bae and you don't need no man. Yeah, you do need a man. That's why you're miserable right now. And you let little Tony come through every weekend. That's not no man. That's not love. That's not commitment. You want more than that. You don't want to just be a rental car. Okay? Quit lying to your kids and telling your young women that's cool and that's Sexy Red. Sexy Red got a sex tape online. Like, do you think she happy with that? No, that nasty girl. When she quit doing music, she ain't gonna have nothing to offer. All right. I want to play a clip of Amber Rose on Shannon Sharp podcast. Some of y'all know who Amber Rose is. I met Amber Rose before. Personally, talking to her, I think she's cool. I never had any problems with her. Now, she got a pass, but I think that she changed, I think. But here's a clip on Shannon Sharp's podcast of why she's no longer a feminist. And this is one thing I respect. And I hope that more women, I don't want to put the burden on women. Men need to raise their daughters to be like who they should be. You can't be out here expecting women to just find it on their own. Like, as a man and you have a daughter, you need to raise your daughter right. You need to be an example as of what a real man is to your daughter so she can see what it is and what it's not. So I don't want to put it all on women. Like, they got to come out and discover themselves every weekend. It's like, no, you got a good man in your life, a good father in your life. He should be teaching his daughter not to be a rental car and not to be giving love to these randos who really don't love them back. And the only reason women do that, not the only reason, but most of the reason women do that because they lack self-esteem and they don't get love from their daddy. That's why they get seeking love from another man somewhere that's false. Roll the clip.
Do you think sometimes women actually try to get pregnant from men?
Yes. Yes.
That's a real thing?
Yes.
You've had girlfriends say, "Oh, I'm trying to."
I've had girlfriends lie about abortions to get money, to act like they're pregnant. Yes, it's disgusting. This is why I stopped my walk, by the way.
Yeah.
This is why I'm no longer a feminist. Okay. Because I saw the dark side of what women can do. And I'm sitting here feeling slighted by men. Right. And then I'm fighting for equality. Right. And I'm like, the only equality is that you ain't either. You are crazy. Y'all are really, you guys are extorting men, lying about pregnancies, saying you're on birth control when you're not to trap them. You know, and I mean, not to sound vulgar, but if a man inside of you and you say that you're on birth control, he trusts you. Right. Up that you would trap him like that. Right. You don't do that to people.
And that probably should have been his first mistake, that he trusted someone, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
because you teaching me after talking to you, you're like, Shannon, don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
No. It's not that you don't trust a person. It's that you should be married, right? You can trust the person that you committed to, because then if if my wife lied to me, what's going to be the bad? We have another kid, I'm gonna be mad, because them little demons get on my nerves sometime when they little. But that's my wife, man. We gonna work it out together. We'll work it out. Let's be fine. Maybe this kid ain't as crazy as Bo. Bo crazy, boy. That boy be saying all kind of stuff. Boy, he cute, but he crazy sometimes. But when you're married and you committed, I don't think there's a such thing as trapping. You don't want another kid. You have another kid anyway. Y'all get through it. Y'all married. Y'all committed. Two people are going to work together. It's that when you letting people, when you ain't got no commitment. And men, don't act like you a victim because that woman don't belong to you. You can't test and verify that. You ain't married to her. So if you do that and she trick you into having a baby, that's the oldest trick in the book. Are you that silly that you don't know you getting tricked? You got a lot of money. What do you think? She really love you? Oh, okay. Roll the clip.
I don't trust nobody. I don't. I really don't trust nobody.
Wiz told me, like, after you guys, the day you got a divorce, you and him went to the strip club.
Yeah.
How the hell that? Y'all can't be together, but come on, baby, let's go to the strip club, get some wings.
Oh, that's the end of the clip? Dang. I wanted to see what she was going to say right there. All right, let's go to the next clip. Amber Rose on P. Diddy parties. Roll the clip.
I got something. Because this seems to be like the last year and a half, there's been all this talk about these Hollywood parties.
Let's talk about it.
Amber, what's really going on?
I don't know.
You ain't never been invited to these Hollywood parties?
I've been to probably every one. I've been to every Puff party. I've been to every white party since 2009. I've been to every party, and
you go in the right room, not the wrong room.
I don't think there's rooms, Chad. I'm gonna be honest. Now look, I'm gonna be very, very transparent on this show. If these freak offs are happening, it's on a completely different day than the actual Puff parties.
Okay.
It's not that day because every time I was there, Puff was there the whole time. You know, he got the Ciroc, he's on the DJ booth. He's the host of the party.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. Now, I've had this conversation with Ray J. Ray J is one of my best friends.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Ray, did they ever invite you to a freak off? Because they never invited me.
Mm-hmm.
And I done been at these parties. I just feel like, why I didn't get the invite?
Because they know you don't get down like that.
Maybe they know I don't get down like that. Okay, cool. But you would think maybe an assistant would come up and be like, hey, you like girls? Or like, you know, you into... Never. No one ever asked me that. They never asked Ray J either. And me and Ray J was talking about it. We were like, I done been to the party, the after party, the after party. I never seen none of that stuff. Right. But that's not to say that it does not happen or invalidate people that... But I do think it's a different day that I'm just not invited to. I don't know.
You think it's a plot because we saw it happen with Russell Simmons. Now we see it happen with P. Diddy. You think it is a plot or a ploy to take down prominent, high-powered black men?
I don't know. It really depends on the evidence, right? Because they did say that there were drugs in the baby oil. I don't know. That's allegedly.
Is that true? You think that Puff had 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know because the internet is fake, like we said earlier.
Right.
You just don't know.
Right.
But if that is in fact true, then that is a problem. One thing I do know about Puff is that he's an abuser. You know, he abused Cassie. We all saw the video.
Right.
It is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And but as far as the freak offs, I don't know about that. I just.
So let me talk about Diddy real quick, and then we're going to move on to another subject. But Diddy is an abuser, but Cassie is a partial victim. I know people are going to get mad at me for saying this. It almost takes two people to create a domestic violence situation. And we got to stop lying and acting like people don't stay around people for certain reasons. When a man, Cassie, or whatever her name is, I think it's Cassie. She was with P. Diddy when he was abusing other women, allegedly. So what make her think that somehow he's not gonna do it to her? And he throw you on the ground, beat you up on the camera in a hotel room, and you still with him. This is the thing I don't understand. It's a very small amount of women, in my opinion, who are psychologically bound by men who are abusers. It's a small group. There are women who are really psychologically bound. Most of these women are making a choice because there's not that big of a deal to them. They don't mind getting into a fight because sometimes they antagonize and they fighting too. So the man is just stronger, so he winning. They don't mind the fighting. It's okay to them as long as they get this, and this. Whether it's money, whether it's validation, whether it's sex, Whatever they getting from this man is more important than them getting beat up by this man. There's some women who are psychologically bound. I think the majority of women are making a decision to stay around a loser like this. And then when they get embarrassed because people have identified that they willing to sacrifice getting beat up for this, then they start acting like they were traumatized and victimized or whatever. You ain't got no kids, this man. That man tried to leave you. You left him. Why is it always, because this is the thing that bothers me. If the woman is a victim, then the man is also potentially a victim, right? Victimized people victimize people. A man, in my opinion, people don't just become abusers because they woke up one day and said, I'm just going to abuse women. A lot of times it's because they saw abuse growing up or they were abused growing up, and then they just do that to other people. People who are perverted, somebody touched them when they were young, and then they get perverted and they are perverse to other people. So if you want to say it's some uncontrollable thing that people just can't escape, then a person who's an abuser can't escape abusing people, if that's what you want to say. No, I think it's a choice. I don't agree with that necessarily. I think it's a choice. If you want to put your hands on a woman, you choosing to do that. Even if you got abused, you know how bad it makes you feel. You choosing to abuse this person. And you choosing to keep him in your life and keep arguing with him. Why do you say that, Brandon? Because, man, I got an explosive attitude. I think I'm a lot better now than I used to be, but I'm explosive. There's been plenty of times I want to go upside people's heads. I want to slam them and throw up through a window. But at the end of the day, I say, I'm not finna put my hands on this woman. I'm just going to leave. Why would I put my hands on this woman and go to jail and all this stuff? I'm just going to leave. I don't have to be with you. It's 1,000 other women. I'm not finna keep arguing with you. I'm not finna go put my hands on you, go to jail and all this stuff. Why would I do that? You can argue with yourself. I'm finna leave. Same thing with women. Oh, bro, you hit me in the eye. I'm finna leave you. We ain't got nothing else to say. You make the decision to go back a lot of times. I've seen it when I was a cop. The girl, man hit her in the forehead. She looked like a cartoon character. She had his 3 knuckles standing up on her forehead right here. And he knocked her out while she was holding her kid's newborn baby. Her granddaughter. She get knocked out while she holding her granddaughter. Man, that woman, he was back over the crib. I drove by to check on her. He back over there with his truck without registration. And I saw him out there and I say, I'm going to get you. Because he came out of the house and he was going to get back in that car that had the thing on it. But he saw me and he stopped. So he didn't get in the car, so I couldn't get him because he wasn't actively in the ar. But I could put 2 and 2 together. No, he drove over here. He over there. I say, you come here. You need to get away from here. You need to get from around here. Because I swear to, if I catch you in that car, I'm going to take you to jail. Oh, no, man. I wasn't even in. And then he left one time. I came back and I talked. She was out in the backyard. I say, ma'am, like, why is he over here? Like, he just knocked you out the other day. Your kids, I called your daughter on the phone and she was like, she didn't even care. Because you always do this. Well, he can't come back over here. You need to leave this man alone. You don't tell me what to do with my life. All right, woman. What did he do? He back over there slapping her. And I almost didn't want to go over there no more. I'm like, look, they call the police. She want this in her life. I told her to let it go. She had a restraining order against the guy. I told him not to come back. I'm going to take him to jail. He went to jail. You ain't had nothing to do with this man. He ain't got no job. He ain't good looking. Y'all ain't got no kids together. What you doing, man? They like him, though. They like some people like that. They feel connected when they get violent like that for some reason. I know people ain't gonna like me saying that. I'm just keeping it real. People just don't want to be honest with themselves. Some people like drama. They get in a relationship with a man that's nice and kind. Same thing. A man get in a relationship with a woman that's nice and kind and generous and loving. What does that man do? Some of these men take advantage of a woman like that. They treat them poorly. They cheat on them. And she being a good woman. They don't want a good woman. They want a woman they argue with every day. They want that trauma. They need that. That's like adrenaline. They need some arguing to go on. Women do the same thing. They got a good man that's loving and they go to work every day and come home and cook dinner and wash the dishes and help with the kids. No, she don't want him. He's boring. She want the guy that she got to chase down that's cheating on her with a roommate. She got to argue with somebody. That mean they really love each other. All right. Let me get to this other story. I got two more and then I'm out of here. Let's see. Trans singer who performs at Sanders rally or Bernie Sanders rally slammed over pure evil and anti-Christian lyrics. All right, let's go to this. Oh, I already know that you could tell a mile away that this finna be a nut job. It's crazy. I ain't even watched it yet. I could tell by the outfit and the tattoos and that raggedy, matted hair, probably smell like an onion ring with hairy legs. I could tell this finna go off the rails. This person is trans. Roll the clip.
Does your God have a big fat cause it feels like he's f***ing me? Are his balls filled with lightning? Do they tingle like heaven's keys? Does your God have a big fat cause it feels like he's f***ing me? Does your God have a big fat cause it feels like he's f***ing me? Are his balls
I feel bad for the interpreter.
they tingle like heaven's keys? Does your God have a big fat cause it feels like he's f***ing me? That's his ego deep, so deep it puts a necessary. Who's his 6 to his 9? What are his other kids? He grows all the trees, does he taste every piece? So God, you and me. I know creation must be lonely after all he's one and only, and his son was so well hung. I think the big myth is like, does your God have a big does it feel like he's f***ing me? Are his balls filled with lightning? Do they tingle like heaven's keys? Does your God have a big
All right, I said I heard enough. Quit playing with God. That's why you gonna burn. Wherever you going is hot. Bernie Sanders. I like y'all. Hold on. Am I reading this right? This person performed to open up for Bernie Sanders. It says Laura Jane Grace, a transgender punk rock musician and founder of the band Against Me, performed at Senator Bernie Sanders' Fighting Oligarchy rally in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kenosha, Wisconsin, on March the 7th, 2025. So this was at his rally. This person did open for him. Grace delivered a solo set that included her song, Your God, which is what we just heard, which featured explicit language questioning religious faith. So this really happened. So this woman singing these songs really did this at a Bernie Sanders rally to open for her. And this is his response. Roll the clip.
Let me thank the University of Wisconsin Parkside for the venue. Let me thank Kinsella and Pulse LLC for the music. Laura Jane Grace for the music. Lori, Ellen, Randy, and Congressman Mark Buchan for their great remarks.
I bet you $1 million they won't say, does Muhammad have a, because he'll be hanging from something over here. I don't understand how people get to this point where they want to. I get it. It's an expression of thought. People hate God because they hate themselves, really, to be honest. There is no person that should hate God, in my opinion, because you don't understand God. You think you do. Really, you hate yourself because you hate your interpretation of what you think God is. You didn't put all these labels and try to create God to be X, Y, Z, and that's not what God was and not what God has ever been. But you created it so you can validate what you feel and your shortcomings and blame it on God. That's the thing that bothers me about people that do this. And also what bothers me is that you could be incredibly vulgar, presumably against Christians, but you won't say Muhammad, you won't say Allah, you won't say some of those specific things that gear you in the direction of hating other religions. And I swear, if somebody did this against the LGBTQ, against black people, against atheists, it would be on the news today. The fact that Bernie Sanders let this person perform at an event and wasn't saying, look, that's unacceptable to say that. It's like, and let me just say this too. Why does the trans and the LGBT stuff always got to be freaky and nasty? It's because of sexual deviancy. These people who transition, these people who live a gay lifestyle, a lot of it is sexual. It's sexual in nature. It's not love. It's not identity. It's sexual perversion. And I wish that people would just admit to that. Like, yeah, I'm just freaky. I just want to do freaky stuff. All right, I get it. But when people start saying I was born this way, oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. Because what is the difference between you loving a man and loving a woman? Love is love. If somebody love you, if somebody treat you right, are they there for you? Are they supportive of you? Do they believe in your dreams? Do they serve you? Like, if a man can be with a man, you can be with a woman. Because love at the end of the day and support and compassion is what really matters, not sexual stuff. Sexual stuff is secondary, but it's because you have prioritized your sexual deviant behavior. And that's why you want to be in these relationships. Just admit to it and we cool. We live in America. You do whatever you want to do. But quit lying and acting like you're born this way. Nobody's born this way. You're not born to be freaky, even if you're a straight person. Y'all want to do bondage and you want to sleep with 400,000 women. You're not born that way. What you're doing is you're being perversed. You're being perversed. And you're acquiescing to your own feelings that should not be validated if you are honest with yourself. Just like these people out here liking kids and stuff. Like, I was born this way. No, you wasn't born this way. You need to overcome that. And many of y'all who were born that way, then be born again. But here's the last story or thing I want to react to of the day, and I think it go along consistently with this Bernie Sanders thing. And this is this guy named Sam Cedar, who gets absolutely cooked on one of these Jubilee episodes where they do the little round table discussion. And shout out to the Right Wing Angel for posting this. I saw it on his page. He gets absolutely cooked. And let me say this. I don't know how they do it. This was so on point. And it explains, in my opinion, the ignorance and pompousness of people who are atheists and their denial and the legitimacy of a God. And this guy wasn't as pompous as the rest of them, but this tells you that they live in a fallacy, and it's not truthful in what they're expressing when it comes to morals and all of the above. They just want to have an excuse to do whatever they want to do anytime they want to do it. They still want the grace and love from God, but they don't want to acknowledge God exists. Let me just give you an analogy. It's just like your parents raised you, put you in a good home, gave you a good foundation, and then once you get old enough and you out of the house, you want to act like they don't exist, that it was all false and it never happened. No. The reason that we have a country as beautiful as this country is because of God. The reason you have the freedoms and you're born in a dispensation of time such as this is because of God. And once you get yourself to a point where you think you don't need God, then you want to deny that God exists. You can't have both ways. God set you up. You can't then turn your back and say, well, you don't exist. I don't think so. Well, that's how you got all this stuff, because of God. Don't be a fool. Roll the clip.
Hey. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Okay, so I would like to touch on the religious fundamentalist aspect. Yeah. Are you an atheist?
I'm a Reformed Jew. I don't have a strong belief in the existence of God, but I don't think that religion in and of itself is bad.
Okay, so what's wrong with religious fundamentalists? So like when you said trans rights and women's rights or something like that?
Well, the problem I have with religious fundamentalists, and really more, I guess it's really theocrats, is that they want to impose their morality that comes from their religion on the rest of us, and I don't. But
morality, from your view, is going to be a preference, right? It's not morality; it's a preference. So morality without a foundation is going to reduce you to a preference.
Well, I have a foundation for my morality.
Which is what?
It's a humanist vision of what basically creates as little suffering as possible for as many people.
Okay, so you're like a consequentialist? Utilitarian?
I I don't really bother myself with being a consequentialist or a utilitarian.
It's always going to reduce you to a preference. So if you say that killing is wrong and I say it's right, you would really have no contention with that.
Well, no, I don't base my understanding of civil society on religion. And so we have a civil society. Okay. We have laws that we have decided as a society in a democratic way. And for some people, it's okay for it to be informed by their religion. That's okay.
Okay, perfect. So if tomorrow society comes together and we say, hey, trans folks don't deserve rights, you would be okay with that?
No, I would be against it, but I mean, it would be
morally right under your view.
Not morally right. No. I'm not talking about morals.
Okay,
here.
so here's where I'm getting to, right? Religious foundations provide an ethical framework for one to live their life off.
I believe you can have an ethical framework without religion.
And if we take the leftist view to its logical tail end, to its extreme view, you have low reproductive birth rates. You have a reproductive dead end, so two men together can't reproduce unless they have to take from a healthy straight couple. Religion provides this foundation where you do prioritize the nuclear family.
So do you have a problem with gay people being married?
It's not that I have a problem. I just don't see a justification for why they ought to be gay outside of it just feels good. Can you give me another justification for it?
Well, I think maybe that's the way they were born.
Okay, what about pedophiles? Are they born that way?
They may be, yeah.
Okay, so should we let a pedophile off the hook since they were born that way?
No, I think we as a society has decided...
Should implement duties to prevent them from acting on that innate urge, correct?
Well, I think between consenting adults, it's a different thing than...
Okay, so you're okay with a 45-year-old dad with a 19-year-old daughter as well? Incest?
No.
If they consent, you're okay with that?
No, I think society has also determined that it's not beneficial.
Right, there's duties and obligations that we have, so religion provides those duties. Life isn't about freedom and exercising what you want.
I mean, well, you want to impose your religious doctrine on me, and I don't want that.
You just admitted we need duties. We have a responsibility as a society to keep us functioning, to keep us thriving. Your leftist view, the liberal view, doesn't provide anything besides it just makes me feel good. Religion does. So what's your argument?
It's just mint how he explained it. And he did it better than just about anybody. And some people may be like, oh man, he's cutting the guy off. Well, the way the show is structured, you got to get all your words in, because once the people put a flag up, they make you get up. So he's trying to fit his argument into this little small framework. But I think he did it beautifully. I don't know that guy's name, but when we find out his name, we can put him up there and tag him. But I think it was right on the money. Like, people that don't believe in God, I kind of understand why to a certain degree, but they have to be honest with themselves about what the end goal is. They want to gravitate everything from God that makes sense, but then they want to say it's not God. It's like if society came together and say we should be able to hang black people again, then what's stopping that from happening? Oh, you have to come up in your mind and say, I think this is wrong. Based on what? Society says, as a social construct, that we feel like black people should be hung from trees again. You got to be okay with it. But you can't be okay with it because you know it's wrong. Why do you know it's wrong? Because God has put that in everybody's heart to have a level of consciousness to know right from wrong. And you don't want to admit that comes from God. You want to think that you're so good and you're so smart that you figured it out. It's crazy to me. I don't like to bash people that don't believe in God, because I get it, man. People have hard to family die and people have tragedy that happen, and the first thing is, God, why? It's like, well, we don't understand God. God can do whatever God want to do, and at the end of the day, He don't owe us nothing. He don't owe us to be fair if He don't want to. You know what I'm saying? But like, what are we talking about? It's like you got a dog at the house. You don't owe that dog nothing, to be honest, but to feed him. And you decide to sell him tomorrow, what are you going to do to you? You own him. You can sell him. You can put him outside. You can put him inside. Who are you? Who are the dog to tell you what you should do with the dog? And I'm not trying to reduce us down to being animals, but we are definitely subservient to God. And who are we to say we deserve this, we deserve that? I don't know what we deserve, to be honest. I think we probably deserve worse than what we get, because people are horrific individuals, and then God is just being very patient with us. All right, let me get to these super chats real quick. You don't have to waste time putting it up on the screen. I'm gonna read it right here. Let's see, Ms. J. All she did is show all she did is show he's awesome and sane and throw him back out there for the women that want a real man. Oh, okay, that makes sense. We talk about the Love is Blind. Those women hugging him right there could not be more excited that he is back on the market. She's talking about the Love is Blind episode at the very beginning of the show. That woman that didn't want to be with him because his lack of opinion on Black Lives Matter and LGBTQ and the vaccine, which is completely stupid. Anyway, Taylor, thanks for joining the Tatum Squad. John, thank you for joining the Tatum Squad. Tiffany, hey, Brandon, what is your email? Last week I sent super chats, but you weren't feeling well and jumped off early. I can resend my question through email. Well, Tiffany, if you on right now, resend it right now and tag my name and we'll try to find it on the regular chat. Just tag my name on it. Keep sending it till I see it. I'm going to look for it. Love is Blind dude dodged a white savior bullet. 1,000%. Let's see, Mr. Gary, Christ is King. Thank you for always standing on business, brother. I appreciate it. What if Jay-Z is setting him up? Could be. Talking about P. Diddy. Jeanette, thanks so much for joining the Tatum Force. I appreciate it. Black Suburban. Like it or not, but low budget women love themselves a violent pookie. Then when they're 40, they're looking for a good guy like me, but I'm looking for their daughters. That's funny. That's a good laugh. But it's true, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't think it's every case that black men or men in general feel this way, but I think women do this a lot. And I think it's kind of sad a little bit because a lot of good men feel this way. Like when I was on the market, man, I feel like women didn't really like me as much as some of my friends who were dogs, right? I mean, I guess I was boring. But the same women wish they were married to me today because the guy that goes and parties every weekend, the guy that's cussing and acting a fool and don't go to church, don't love God, live in this free spirit with no discipline and no nothing is only fun when you're young. When you get old and you have responsibilities, you need a man that's sturdy, that's stable, that's consistent. And then when you realize that men go out and cheat and women are trying to hit them if they look good, then you start realizing, I don't want a man that go out every weekend. I don't want a man that go to the strip club because he's not a Christian. So why wouldn't he go to the strip club? Oh, he's only go to strip club with his friends. They want that man. It's fun. It's exciting when they're young. A man that got crypto money. They ain't got no real money, but got crypto money. Flashy. Buy you this, take you to dinner, but don't have any foundation whatsoever. And then they don't want the guy that's consistent, that's on the job, that got a big future. They want the guy that's right now fun. And I'm telling you, I don't necessarily feel sorry for certain women because they got their own path, but it's obvious. It's like, yeah, it's not cool no more, right? Remember that guy that you thought was such a big deal? Y'all don't even talk anymore. And I look at it now and I look back and I'm like, oh, homeboy don't even got a job. He's unemployed. How fun is that for you? Anyway, let's see. Angie, thanks so much for the super chat. Thank you, Officer Tatum, for always giving us the truth and speaking about God. The world needs more of this. Amen. TJ, I'm a female on my man's YouTube, but you're correct about it takes two. My ex hit me and he was bigger and I got the hammer. We staying friends for our babies, but he never hit me again. You said it right. Look, man, I grew up around violence. I know what this domestic violence stuff looked like. I know what it looked like, man. I know how the world will look at it. Because sometimes these women be the ones starting it too. And they be beating these men up and hitting them with stuff and slapping them. And then eventually the man say, I had enough. And they slap the girl back. And all of a sudden she was in an abusive relationship. And I also have seen situations where women just lie about being abused. I think 90% of women lie about being abused to some degree. Either it's through exaggeration or flat out lying. I only met one woman in my entire dating life that admitted that she cheated on her husband, the reason why she was single. I ain't gonna say we dated. I was just talking to her. We weren't in no serious nothing. It was just getting to know each other. And she admitted that she cheated on her husband, and that's why she no longer married. The only woman that I have ever heard be real genuine, I mean, maybe 2 other women, I maybe exaggerate, maybe 2 or 3 women out of all the women I've ever dated in my entire life, to be honest about what happened in their previous relationship. 99% of women are never the problem in their previous relationship. You will never hear, ever, men, y'all, write this down. You will never hear a woman break up with a man and it was her fault. You'll never hear it. Name a woman that tells you, yeah, it was my fault. I was dumb. He was a good man and I was cheating, or I was, I didn't want to clean up. I let myself go, or whatever the excuse is. You'll never hear a woman say that. Every man that she's ever dated was abusive. I don't know if I dated a woman that didn't say one of her boyfriends was abusive. And I don't think every man is abusive like that. I know dudes, and I'm like, a lot of dudes ain't really abusive. They may be mean. They may be dismissive. They may be cheaters. They may be dogs. They may not take care of their business like they're supposed to. But abusive, there's only a small amount of people who actually get hit over the head and they telling the truth. Like the woman at Super Chat, I'm pretty sure she's telling the truth. Some of these other people, I remember a woman, I'm not going to say no names. A woman said I was abusive. She said, she put it on a document, said Brandon was abusive. And her example was, I threw a sock at her. I threw a sock. What am I Nolan Ryan? I'm throwing a 100-mile-per-hour sock. I threw a sock and I'm abusive. The funny thing is, I don't even remember throwing no sock at somebody. Would I throw it at your head or something? Like a sock. Y'all know what a sock is? Now, did I put a rock in a sock or something? A little sock. And this same person that said this on a document threw a book through the wall in the apartment that we lived in together. Threw a book through the wall. And I never said anything about it. Person got drunk one night, was mad at me, got in my face, called me a pig. You effing pig. In my face like this. And I'm like, yeah, this person is drunk, man. I'm trying to get my career going on the police department. I can't be dealing with this stuff. But in a documentation, I was abusive. And I always wondered, does this person go around telling exes, which is not a big deal. I mean, who cares? Go around telling their exes that that the reason why me and this person ain't together because I was abusive. I just wonder, like, what? Because I threw a sock someday at the back of, I threw a sock on her foot or something. But it just alludes to and exacerbates what I'm saying. Like, women would just say, if they with a good man and they get with another man, they can't tell the man that, no, I was really bad. Like, I was terrible. I didn't communicate well. I would get drunk and run red lights and call my ex on the phone screaming. I would disappear. I wouldn't talk. One night I didn't come home at all. I just didn't come home. He left me. That's what happened. I didn't come home one night and he left. They'll never tell a man that. They'll never tell a man their new boyfriend that's what happened. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I already know what you're writing on that paper. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the